Okay, good evening, Marisa. This is part two of your P900 camera. Now, what I've got at the moment is I've put the, I've reassembled this unit here with all uh, the main lens unit back into the assembly. It's all been put back together again, and I'm going to bolt everything down, connect up the cables, and make sure that everything is connected. And your battery here in my other P9 was uh, charging overnight, and it's now off, and the battery is fully charged. I shall power that on. He says it's powered on, and it's charging still, and it did fully charge, and I've taken it out, and it powers up, and you can see there that it has, oops, full battery power on the battery. So that's your battery. I'll power that down, close that up, and this is your battery. It has fully charged, and it is holding charge well. So I'm just yet to work out whether it is an electronic fault or whether it is because the lens hasn't reset as to why it's not switching on. So, but seeing as the battery wouldn't charge even when it was powered off, it's not leaving me a lot of confidence. So what I'm going to do is just give it a connect it all back up again, and give it a sanity check. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to replace the electronics board. That's the last thing I should really be able to do before connecting it, before testing and getting it all back up there and working. That's as far as I can see. So what I'm going to do first off is uh, I'm going to get the flash unit back in situ, because that's the first thing that has to happen. I'm not sure if you're going to see exactly what I'm doing here, but this is a lamp I've got. I don't really need that at the moment, so I'm just going to feed this back in. It looks a bit, as you can see, the unit there, I've left this loose at the moment just to give me the ability to just to slot this back home, and it will slide in there nicely. And remember the tiny little screw that was in there. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'll put that light on. Oh, it's a bit better, but it's a bit in my face now. So I'm going to get that tiny little black screw uh, in my pot here. I think that's the fellow. Got that here. Before I do anything else, I'm going to make sure that goes in. Stop it sliding out. That's the little screw there. And not to forget the little jobby here. I might have to pull all this out. So I'm going to, that should clip down now. So I don't think I'll bother putting that back in just yet. I can get it out by pushing this with a screwdriver, so it will come up again. It's not as if she's stuck down now. Get the electronics board back in. Now I have had a good look at this. I can't see anything wrong with it, and anything wrong at all. Everything's connected, and yep, there's no wires off. It all looks pretty clean, if I say so. Absolutely. And yeah, it's so I'm going to just put it back into situ, like so. Make sure the cables aren't snagged. Gentle, gentle. It's not quite the same when there's somebody who owns the camera is watching, their own patient, as it were. So I'm going to actually secure this down. Get that screw, that one there. That one goes into here, so that'll help secure that down and not move. Now, if you remember, there was a screw inside the battery compartment here. I can't put that in yet because that's what screws the button assembly to there. So I'll have to sort these little cables out first and get these. There's a tiny little holder in there which these cables sit nicely in, so I'm going to do that first. Get this cable out of the way, and then I'm going to sit these down into the little receptacles. I was going to do this off camera, but I thought, well, you know, may as well do it. Get everything ready. And see, I'll put the brown one there. Now I will need my magnifying glass for this just to make sure. Oh, that's a lot easier with this magnifying glass. It certainly is. And put the white in there. Really doesn't matter which one they go in, as long as they're down and out of the way. Put the blue one in there. Patience is the order of the day, he says. And then the grey one can go in the end. Like I say, as long as they all fit in. Get the grey one in. That cable is right in the way. Usually is. Come on. There we are. That's in there. Make sure she's down. There, so that cable's all snug. I can get this tape down now. You have no idea what I'm doing, do you? Let's get that into there. And so that's the cables down. That's nice and snug. And make sure she's back in. That's nice, sitting down nicely. Now I'm going to get the button assembly back in, and I have to be very mindful of this cable also. And it might be easier if I do it this way. Now, on the front, there's two little clips which are still there. These can easily be broken, so if you don't take great care or enough care, make sure the cable's down, and then bring that cable out here. And then she should clip in like so. So that's, there we are, she's clipped in. Watch my screws, I don't want to lose those on the floor, I'll be there for hours. And that's down. Yeah. And then make sure that cable's pushed through. It has. Now what I can do is I can actually put in that long screw in the battery compartment, and it was like a longer serrated screw. And then I can have a look inside, push it in, screw that in, and that's nice and tight. So, and there was another silver screw down the side which I'll put in, which holds it in the top corner. Really is a godsend, this microscope or this magnifying glass. That sits in there. That's in nicely. And there's two screws which is either side of the flash unit, which gives that a bit of securing. That's one. Again, these are quite large type. Two of those. One. Incidentally, the array, when I had this off and looked on the other side, it did look in really good condition. There was no dirt on it or anything to report as such. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's get that. I did just put one to one side because I wasn't happy with the head on it. So I might get another fellow. Where did I put those? Right. I do have another pot with screws in, which I have a nice collection. in here. Wasn't happy with that screw thread on the last one. I'm not sure why. Get one from my spare. That will go in. There's one. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do nicely. And you might be able to see here, that's one of the cables that came out. It's in its connector. You can see how difficult that would be to get to, as well as the very, very small focus motor connection in there. If I hold up to the camera, might be able to see that. Which way do I turn it? Yeah. Let's see if I can adjust the focus here. Brightness, manual focus. See that one there. There's the tiny little focus motor. Bring it up here. I thought it would have been a bit brighter than that, but looks a bit dim, doesn't it? What about the brightness here? I'm trying the focus again. Focus. Right. I don't know if you can see that cable in there. It's very thin one. Anyway, it's academic. Bring that back out. And let's get this thing on the road, shall we? Let's get it connected. I'll connect to there. So I've got that in. Now what I need to do is just pop some of these big cables in while we're here. That fella there. That's in nicely. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect up without connecting the plate and see if it powers on. That's just to save a bit of time. Oh dear. Let's get this fellow on then. Right, get this one here. That one in first. That's in, and then this fellow, which is for the array. Make sure the clip's out first. In she goes. That's in. Two cables on the side here. These tweezers are a godsend. If you can grip the cable, that is. Come on. It always is a lot harder when someone's watching. Not yet, though, of course. That needs to be a bit better, that one. Get another little straight edge just to persuade that last bit in. Yeah, it's a bit sprung. Oh, there we go. She was a bit sprung. Close the clip. This is a bit fiddly, this one here. Yes. Right, okay. Oh, but that went in absolutely sweet as a nut, that one. So that's that fella. And this is in, we don't have to worry about securing that just yet. I will get this one in. It's only the side zoom, this cable, but I will put it in. Get that over there. Right. So we can test, and it goes up the other way. Oh, let's get that there. It goes in this way. Yes, in that way. Come on, there we go. That's in. Now I think, apart from the screen and this little connector here, is for the network connection. This one's for the outside cables, and this one's for the screen. So what I want to do first of all is I'm going to power it up now. Yes, it's ready to go. Put the card in. That's all the right way, CJ. And I will use your battery. That goes around there. Close it up and see what happens. And nothing. Nothing is happening. Oh dear. Nothing at all. So I'm thinking, well, do I connect the screen? And it's still not powering off. So if I take this out, put it back on again. It's doing nothing. Absolutely zilch, which is a real shame. And I'm going to have to think about this some more, I think. So what to do? So I'm going to have to change this electronics board, which means stripping this all out, taking the cap off. It was worthwhile doing this because in case there was anything with the light still on. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, change the electronics board, which is a crying shame. And yeah, so I'm going to have to desolder all of these connections here because it goes throughout all the little sensors around here. The sensor here, there, the sensor for the, is it the shutter maybe? There's another little one here. No, that comes in through here. And it's the main power coming in. I could check that, I think. And we've got red. Yeah. Not sure. Not absolutely sure. Unfortunate, I know. But at least the light was coming on. And yeah, that is a shame. So I'll change this and come back later. Okay. Right, so it's all changed a bit, and what can I say? It's really bad news, and I tried another board, but the screen is not working still, and I did find something which is quite perplexing, I must say. I've never seen one like this before, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that. I did take a photo. Let's see if I can get up on here first. I didn't notice this before. I had no reason to look. And if I get the focus, you might be able to see the fact that it's, no, maybe not that way. You can see it's charred there, right on the end of that longer cable. And on the main body of the electronics board, I went to strip it all down. As you can see, I've taken the center out again. And if you look at that connector also there, it looks in a pretty bad way. I never noticed that, so if I put the flap down on it, you can't see it, can you? Let's get it up to the camera, not so good. Not so good there. But when I lift up the flap, obviously I've got it round this way and I'm putting the cable in, so you can't really see it. But here, you can see it there. It's all burnt out. Now what I did do is took some photographs, and this is the cable. And round about this one here, you can see I've cleaned it all up. It was all completely gargled with crap, so I've had to brush it slightly, which has taken off the gold. So I'm not sure if this was a fault with it, but this is blown. This is blown down here. It should look nice and thick like this one and this one. like these here, because it's in it, but it's blown there. And if I put in the next photograph, you'll see here, this is what the edge connector looks like down here. So she's really sort of burnt up. So goodness knows what else has gone on here. This board is pretty much written off, I'm afraid, and so is the screen. So I'm afraid this camera is completely scuppered. But the only good thing about it is that the lens mechanism, well, it could be the optos in there are bad as well, Marie says. So, oh dear. I should have picked up on that earlier, but I've never seen one. This is the first one I've actually seen like this, and it is rather bad news, I'm afraid. So, I don't know. Perhaps we can discuss what the next step is. I really don't know. I can't use the board. I can't use the screen assembly. Maybe the button assembly I could use, but really disappointed. It's the first one I've looked at which really I cannot see. Even if I replace this cable, it doesn't guarantee that the screen's going to work. So I can't risk plugging this one into another P9 because I don't know what's wrong with it. It could be the screen that's caused this to go, which has caused that to go, or this is something else has happened in here, which has caused this to burn out here, which has affected this cable and then maybe blown the electronics in the screen. It's not really worth throwing good after bad, really, I'm afraid. Um, it did when I first look at it. Usually it's the lens mechanisms that go. I don't even know if the viewfinder is any good. It's very strange not to get the viewfinder on either, but that's why I went for the electronics board in the end. I had a quick look around it, and then I noticed this charring on the connector, and I thought, oh, and it does look as if that, even if you replace that connector somehow, I've no idea. It's all bubbled, and the PCB's bubbled. That would have to come off, but there's untold damage elsewhere with the electronics. It really is it's the end of life for this, I'm afraid. So what to do? Not sure. I'll load this video. It's no point me putting this back together again now, and dear, it's yeah. And just to check, this is the board that's failed. Just so you know, let's get the focus in on there. That's the bad cable there. And if you care to look, that is your, let's put it up the right way. This is your serial number there, 401. And again, so you can see on the camera, there's no, there you are. So I really am disappointed with this. I was confident, but there's obviously something untoward happened, and it's not just garbage from the where's my little brush pen? It's not just the garbage from the sea spray. It's something really has massively gone wrong. I have never seen one like this before. Killing off all that, yeah, it's completely burnt out. Yeah, there's nothing I can do with that. Let's get that little brush there. Yeah, they're all burnt, and the plastic in between's melted. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll upload this video and I'll send you, oops, I'll send you a text. Awfully sorry. Let's get something sorted out. I'll do you obviously a deal for this. Maybe the body, maybe in the future there'll be a body somewhere that they need a new body or something, and I could probably, but it's usually the gearbox and something which has gone wrong, and yeah, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, not good. Well, it's no point me taking another electronics board off this and putting another one in, because you need a new screen as well, a new screen assembly, and yeah, the only screen assemblies I've got are the ones which are on another camera. So I was going to take the one off here, but there's no point me taking this out and putting it in there. So this is one where I don't have a lens in it. So this is a spare one that I was rebuilding, but I was going to strip this one down and put it into this one. There's no point whatsoever. I may as well get this one up and running, get a new lens and a new motor inside there. So, and this incidentally, this one here, is it this one or is it the, no, this is my infrared one. This one here is my, yeah, this one here is my, my one I'm using. Yeah, which is up for grabs, as it were. But I'll talk to you anyway and see what you'd like to do. Okay, so I'll leave it there. It is bad news, and I'm very, very sorry to say. Okay, talk to you later. Bye now.